When businesses in the same industry come together, they don't just share ideas, they multiply opportunities. Collaboration beats competition. Welcome everyone, my name is Jaqueline Andrea. I am a photographer and a personal brand developer, and I want to properly introduce my guest today. She is a powerhouse coach who helps women entrepreneurs clarify their message, grow their visibility, and attract clients they truly love. She's all about turning authenticity into profit and confidence into impact. Today we get to welcome the amazing Ati Grinspun! I need something like drums or something. So we can match your energy, my friend. Ati, bienvenida. Welcome, my friend.
Thank you for having me. I am so excited, and I also am so excited about what we're talking about today.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, I want to say that I've been seeing your path. You've been welcoming other women into spaces that are safe for them as brands. And we're going to be talking about that in a little bit. But I want to really say thank you because not everyone will create these opportunities. You know, it's hard. When we're talking about how it is to put together an event, it's so hard.
Well, like putting an event is very humbling, okay?
Yes,
very humbling.
It's very humbling.
But I think that like the biggest thing is when you start realizing, you said it so perfectly at the beginning, like the ideas start multiplying. So I love this concept of collaboration over competition, but I think that it's so much deeper than just the phrase and how people share it. There is personal growth involved. There is like values involved. There is so many things and so many layers on it. So this is like dear to my heart.
Absolutely. But before we dig into the subject today, I want you to introduce yourself. Who is Ati? Why is Ati the way Ati is? What do you do? Tell us.
So I've been lately, really, when people ask me who is Ati, instead of dealing or leading with what I do or my accolades or all of that, is like truly the essence of who I am, right? Because we, as women in our 40s, we're all our roles. We're moms, we're wives, we're business owners, we're whatever it is, right? So for me, Ati is a dreamer. Ati is a cheerleader. Ati is a forever positive person. And I've been this cheerleader all my life. And that translated in what I do now, which is I'm a personal brand and business coach. I am an event host, podcast host, all of that. But when I really looked at my identity as a person, everything that I do is coming from those three things that I just told you. Right? That is the base. And I'm passionate. I'm like, I go all in. That I don't know any grace, right? Which also gets me in trouble, right? Because I'm passionate. I want to do it. I want to do it well. I want to do it with all my heart. And then I'm like, oh, right? Crash. Yeah, then I'm crashed. So it's these like polarities, right? Between like wanting to rest and wanting to go all in. And I think that's literally what makes who I am also.
Yeah. And I love that the foundation is definitely those three pillars, as you said, and then from there you build everything Ati is.
I never knew that though, because we attach to our titles. Right. We attach to, when I was a bartender, I'm a world champion flair bartender. When I was a photographer, I'm a photographer. I do this, I do that. Then when I started coaching, right? Like all these things. So we attach to, even as a mom or as a daughter, like we have all these titles and all these roles. And I think that like in the world of personal branding and the era where we're going, is about truly who we are, not so much about these roles. I think we're coming into this different era where we all are looking for more wellness, mental wellness, like all of the things. So our personal brands is truly about who we are.
Gosh, and that's completely such a monster, right? That does what we both do, the personal brand side, that definitely needs another podcast.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It definitely does. But I love what you said. And also, I want you to talk to us about the upcoming event before we get into the other subject. But because it's very important for me, once, that we know who Ati is and your mission, now you have an event coming up.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
So I'm gonna take you back 3 years.
Okay.
I was doing breath work and I had these, and I always knew that hosting stuff was in my heart. Like I used to, I don't know if you remember, I used to host the Power Tribe events right out of the pandemic, like hosting stuff. And the crazy things, I am not the hostess with the mostest when it comes to my house. Like I actually love having people over, but I am the girl that will tell you, let's do a potluck. Like bring your own shit. Like I don't.
Plates are right there.
Yeah. So my
we're
husband,
so much alike. It's
like my husband is like, it's crazy to me that you can create all these experiences for your people, but I think that it's such a different environment, and I think this empowerment around who they are, their business, and all of that is the ignition for me, right? So 3 years ago, I was doing breath work and I saw it. I saw the event, I saw myself on stage, but what I saw the most was me surrounded with other women that we were all doing the thing. Yeah. And that there was something around that. So now we're on our 3rd year, Be Brand Live, September 25th, 26th, 27th. 25th is the networking event. And then it's like the kickoff party at the rooftop at downtown Grand. And then 2 full day conference. But I think what is so different about this event is like I dream the journey for people. Like I take my own journey, and I don't know, for those that are into human design, I am a 6-2 manifesting generator. What that means, without the knowledge of human design, is everything for me is about sharing my own experience and the lessons that I have learned. So when I look back at everything that I have created, this event is literally taking my struggles, finding other experts that have helped me and have helped me walk the path, and bringing them out for the people that are in my audience, my clients, other women, because I truly believe that as humans, there is a common human experience that we all go through in different stages. So when we talk about like our stories being like or fuel, think about it. How many times did you feel like you were not enough when you started your business? How many times did you go through struggle and you wanted to quit? Maybe for me this year, a lot has been dealing with, we have been making more and more money every year. And it has been actually believing that I deserved it. Mm-hmm. Right? So a lot
Which is very important when it comes to business.
Well, because if you don't feel you deserve it, you're going to self-sabotage. So when we talk about me being a personal branding coach and business coach and all of that, a lot of what I do is coaching people in their mindset and on those hidden layers that people are like, just tell me what to do.
Right. Give me the blueprint.
But the truth is, you go, you do it, and you may see the result and then self-sabotage it, or you may not know why you're not seeing the results, and all of those things are in those layers. And I am not an expert at every single thing. Right. So surrounding myself with women that are experts at different things have been the crux of this event. It's bringing these women. So the people that look at me and they are like, oh my God, I love what you're doing. Maybe someday I want to be like you. Like people look at you, right? Like they're only 2 steps behind. They can do it. They just need to believe that they can do it, and they need to have the skills to do it. So that is my desire behind the event.
So Be Your Brand brings all these speakers that help women excel in areas that they might probably didn't see that they were struggling, and open their mind from the core and build it, right? And I want to share my experience about Be Your Brand, because I was there, and the energy in the room, my friend. I mean, from the moment, and I'm getting chills with this, because from the moment everything starts, it's like it has the Ati power, and it's everyone who steps on that stage. And I personally think that it's definitely a great opportunity. If you haven't been in and be your brand, you have to be there. Is there still tickets for sale?
16 tickets
16
as of
tickets.
today. We only have 16
Okay.
tickets and 10 left for the Thursday networking.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. So this podcast is going to be coming out on the 19th. So I'm sure there's going to be some people that still can't sign up. Hopefully not, because you're going to be sold out. So we want that for you. But it's definitely a great opportunity of growth, a great investment on yourself, and a lot of pink. Let me tell you.
A lot of pink. A lot of pink.
A lot of pink. Okay, so this is. I'm just
Oh my God, there's going to be a lot of pink this year.
It's always a lot of pink when it comes to Ati, and I love that because it's like, you know, the vibe, the brand, the unity that this creates. Because I know that people after that, they come out wanting to eat the world.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and I think one of the things that we are focusing so much this year, there are certain skills when you are building a personal brand, like speaking on stage or going on podcast, or like, you know, we actually have a mastermind where women write a book, but like telling your story. A lot of these skills that you need, so we're going to have a lot of that, but at the same time we're giving you those tools that are more on your heart, right? Like breath work and like connecting with yourself. And like the truth is that in my own journey, and I know we're going to talk about this when we talk about collaboration over competition, every single leap that I have done came from a personal growth, like milestone. It didn't come from just the new strategy, from just the new, like, yes, a strategy is important, but why do 10 people do the same strategy and 5 have success and 5 don't?
Right. Yeah, there's something deeper.
It's deeper.
Absolutely.
It's deeper. And we definitely want to touch on that.
Absolutely. And I love this because Ati and I, well, we're both photographers. We're both personal brand photographers. We both work in personal branding. We do it in such a different way that is magical when our minds come together. And I want to talk about that because some people feel intimidated by maybe you doing photography or having a little bit more time doing photography or doing your coaching, and then you come to them and said, hey, it's okay, we can all coexist.
I think I told you this, like somebody in Vegas, like reach out to me and she's like, is it weird if I want you to do my photos? I was like, why would it be weird?
Right.
Like, no. And you know I don't do photography anymore, right?
Well, I remember you said you were starting to step away from it.
So what we did is, so for our coaching clients or for my past clients, I still offer it.
Okay.
But what I encounter, and you probably encountered this a lot, there was a discrepancy because I was literally coaching people, like when I was doing the photos and stuff like that. So there was a discrepancy between, you know, how much my clients in personal branding coaching were paying and like the photography. And I don't know, there were all these things that I felt like my skills at this point, my heart is in coaching. My heart is in helping women develop the brand and like grow into who they are. So they can bring that into their business.
And that's beautiful because you coach them through that, and then eventually you put them in front of a camera. And and they will shine.
And sometimes it's not even my camera. But one of the things also that I found, it was like, my clients were not local, I couldn't really fulfill those roles. So I was like, I am better off on the coaching side than behind the camera at this point.
Absolutely. But the good thing about this and why we are talking about this subject is because we met while you were still a photographer.
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, whenever somebody comes to you in the past and they know like, oh, I'm a photographer too. And then they put this huge wall in between because she's going to steal my clients. Yeah. She's going to steal my technique. How can people work around that?
So I want to be 100% because you and I had conversations about this in the past. It wasn't always like this. It wasn't always that I felt super confident and I was like, oh yeah. Like there were moments, especially when I left bartending, that I felt intimidated, that I felt like weird or whatever. It was all me. It was all me. It wasn't the other person. Right. It wasn't that the other person was going to steal anything from me. When you can't how am I going to explain this? I think there is an inherent confidence that we have to work on to understand. Number one, the people that are going to hire you, before they're buying your service, they're buying you. They're buying your personality, they're buying like your vibe, they're buying, of course, your expertise too. But even though two people can have similar styles, the experience is going to be completely different.
Absolutely.
And it took a lot of my own growth to see that, because even now, right, I have a ton of friends that are either coaches, business coaches, like most of what I do
in
is
the same line.
Yeah, in the same line. And I don't feel like those people are going to steal my clients or that I'm stealing their clients.
Right.
I think that we fulfill roles for people in so many different ways.
Yes, and
Right?
everyone can add their own spice, right, to everything, and I love that. But it's very important to note that it's like it was not until you started doing your very own personal work, inner work, when you're like, oh wait, so I can actually talk to photographers,
Well,
in that moment, or maybe bartenders when you were bartending. Did you have that issue?
The problem is that with bartending, I didn't have a lot of competition because there were not that many women.
I don't have competition.
Well, there weren't that many women. So the guys, right?
Oh.
Like there weren't that many women. So, and there were maybe 2 or 3 girls that were really like at my level. And then there were a lot of girls like in Ukraine or like Eastern Europe that were like in a completely different level, kind of like gymnastics kind of level, but they were never here in the US. So there was all of these like I don't know, like also we worked at different bars. So even though in the competitions there was competition, like then you went to the bar and you worked, right? So there was no competition. Like you were making your money at your bar, you were making your money at your bar.
Right.
But I think that when it comes to business, the whole collaboration, competition, all of that, the layers are so many, right? Because people also don't know how to, and I'm talking 10 years later, I didn't know this at the beginning either. How do we take something and we both benefit from it? How do we take, you said the ideas, right? So if you think about what you stand for, right? And 2 people have the same values. When 2 people get together, now we can expand because we're expanding an idea, empowerment or whatever it is. Like in my case, it's like being you and all helping each other and all of that. But then if you're only thinking about money, then of course you're gonna be, well, if there is 2 clients and she takes 1 and I take 1, then I'm losing. But I want you to think about this. If we would have all the women that need photography right now line up outside your door that live in Vegas, do you think you can serve them?
No, there are too many. I'm only
exactly. That one thing, I heard it from somebody in a podcast one time, and I was like, huh.
That makes sense.
Well, this is the caveat. It is your job, it is my job to put ourselves in front of those people, show them what we do in a way that is authentic to ourselves, and to multiply how many people are seeing us. That is on us. Nobody can take that from you.
And it's very important also to know, it's also very important to know that not every size fits all, right? So as you said, it's also, what we can provide for it, also what can you get out of me, right? How can I serve you as a client? So we're going to make a little pause here.
Yes.
We'll be back. We are so back, and this time we have an Achievements Business podcast, my friend Ati Grinspun, and we are talking about collaboration over competition, which is a phrase that is a lot of people say it, but sometimes it's not put in actual action.
Because I think that it sounds good, right?
It sounds awesome.
And it sounds good, but then what does it really mean, and how do you actually truly put it in action, I think that that's something that a lot of people don't know how to do. There is actually another phrase that I really like along those lines that I feel is less intimidating for people, that is community over competition.
I like that.
Because I think, like, I'm going to speak from my own experience. When I first started, I was a baby business owner, and I was like, okay, how do I collaborate, right? How do I reach out to somebody and ask them, hey, I don't know you, but I think that we have things in common, like, do you want to do something together? That, right? Like, really weird. With years, what I learned is like, you actually want to water those connections, and you want to like make sure that you're meeting the people at a deeper level to truly say, okay, do I actually align with this person? Do I want to actually collaborate with this person? But I think that when we first come into business, again, my experience, I didn't see my own value of what I brought to the table in order to sit down with people and be like, what can we do? And actually get excited about it. I think there is other layer to this, that when you're a baby business owner, you are trying to make it out there on the marketplace, and the only thing that you're thinking of is, okay, how am I going to bring the next client? How am I going to make money? But these collaborations cannot be done. It's like dating. You wouldn't, you would like, hey, do you want to go sleep with me today? Like, take me out on a date at least, right?
Well,
right? But my whole point is like, it's such a truth concept.
Absolutely.
Which is, that's where people go wrong, and they come through very awkward when they want to do like collaborations with people.
Oh my gosh, I'm so guilty of that, because I am like that a lot. Well, I used to be like that a lot whenever.
Oh, I was super fucking awkward.
Yeah, it's like, can we play? It's like that little kid that wants to play with everyone in the playground. It's like, can we please play? Oh my God, let's go play. You know, like it was.
It was almost overbearing for people.
Yeah, for a lot of people, especially in the industry that I was out, that it was the photography industry. People are usually very shy, and people are getting intimidated. So just imagine somebody coming to you and say, come on, let's go, let's do this. But how about we do it in a different way? So I learned that exactly, and it makes so much sense, Ati, because it's like, okay, learn that person first. And yes, see if there's really a connection and good energy in order to collaborate.
And that is why I love community over competition first, and then the collaborations will come. Right? Because then you can be like, this is what I tell this to my clients, and I talk about it all the time, which is not everybody's a good fit for a collaboration, but they can be part of your community. You can refer to them, they can refer to you, you can be friends, right? But not everybody is good for a collaboration, because the collaboration, again, it needs to be a win-win. And I think that, like, because I work with a lot of women in the first few years of business, they feel like they're wasting their time sometimes because they can't see that they're playing the long game. Right? I always use this example, like for my mother-in-law, because, you know, she is a CPA. She doesn't practice anymore, but in Argentina, she used to say all the time, I remember all the guys playing golf and making all the deals, like whatever. And then the accountants that we were women, we were like, why are these people making so much money? I'm like, that's the concept. Right. Because you are doing business with people that you actually like, and ideas multiply. So absolutely. When you start surrounding, you surround yourself, you create this community, which is also part of like the whole idea behind Be You Brand, right? You create this community, and inside the community, there is people that love each other, and they're all doing things with each other, but not all together.
No, not all together, and not immediately, right? Like it could be also a collaboration that happens over time.
It's
and
always
I
like
noticed that, and you know, I teach Zumba, and I noticed that a lot of people that were in my past in Zumba, somehow we crossed paths through dance. We liked each other and everything, but it was not until years after that we got to work together, for example, or reconnect.
So I want to tell you a story, because also it's somebody you know, Gabby Borrero, who she's actually a speaker this year, but she's been a speaker every year at Be You Brand Live. Somebody introduced us, and we got on a call, and at the time there wasn't a lot of things in common. Like we knew we liked each other, and one of the things that we said was like, why don't we schedule another call, like maybe 2 months down the road, and let's just catch up. right? So a lot of the collaborations and people that now are in my life and they're key players in my network were relationships that I built, and at the beginning I couldn't see where they would take me. Like, and this is where I
because
think,
it's not what it is. It's like you see people, you see potential in being friends.
Exactly.
Right? It's not like, how can I
well,
get this?
and I almost want to say this. You still want to keep that almost the business eye open without putting a dollar sign in front of people's face. I think that there is this delicate dance, which I think it takes time for women to learn. That's why we are so awkward. Like at the first, like I will say I was freaking awkward for like 3, 4, 5 years, girl. Like, and this was not even my first business. But I think that the way we did business, I don't know if you know this, I used to have a bartending school in Argentina.
You mentioned a long time ago.
Very early on, I had the bartending school. But
That's
think
so cool. You're such a cool person. Wow.
But I think that like the relationships, everything was built different. Also, I was so much younger, so I don't think that I had the business eye. I was just having fun. But then when I started this business and I wanted to do things with other people, again, right? You need to know your worth and you need to play the long game. It is this delicate dance between those two things.
Absolutely. And hug that, right? Embrace that relationship part of it, as you said, the community part.
Yeah.
Which maybe it's not. I remember when I met you. I remember I was following you for a little bit, and then I sent you a message on Instagram, and I said, you're gonna have a conference, and it was you had a conference, and I was front row. And we didn't meet in person just yet, but I was front row in that conference. I don't remember the name of the conference, but I was like, I love her.
I don't remember.
You don't remember that? That's how we met. That's how we met, because I reached out to you through Instagram, and you were presenting in a conference, and I'm like,
God,
what was it? I want to meet her. Oh, gosh, it's been a long time, probably 5 years ago.
Oh my God, I don't. Oh,
and I'm like, oh my God, I love her. I need.
I remember I came to your studio.
That was afterwards. Yeah.
Ah,
that was afterwards.
That is so fun.
It is so cool, because I'm like, I remember seeing you with such a strong presence. You have this very thick accent, but own the stage at the same time. I'm like, I want to meet her. And then, I knew you were a photographer as well. And I'm like, I never felt it was weird to get to know each other. I'm like, and then you reached out and you said, oh, let's meet one. And then you came to my studio.
Yes.
And it was really cool, because I feel that I mean, my intention to meet you was just because I thought you were super cool. Oh. And I'm like, I want to hang out with her.
But I think part of that is, that's it, right? We get attracted to people through their energy, through how they show up, through all of the things. And I think that people forget that we need to give relationships time to flourish. And not all relationships are going to take you somewhere. Not every relationship is going to become a friendship.
Correct.
Right? Yes. And that's okay.
Yeah.
There is I think that's where, and I think women, I truly believe women, we do have this sister wound. We grow up with like a lot of like competition and cattiness, like the whole, the mean girl kind of energy. And then we bring that into adulthood. And I love that business is actually healing that in so many women.
And I'm going to pause you there, because yes, I believe in that too. But then you talk to other people where in their tiny little world, there's still a lot of cattiness, a lot of competition. Oh, yeah. And you're like, I thought we were healing on that, but it's not because it's healing. It's not everywhere. It's because in your bubble, your bubble, it's okay to play safe and be friends.
And I kind of want to like also do a disclaimer, which is there is also shitty people out there. Because I think that like there is this veil when we all talk about collaboration over competition, community over competition.
The disclaimer is because she has a potty mouth. That's why she said the disclaimer. Yes, she does.
Well, I already used the F word like 10 times. And you didn't realize. No, but the disclaimer is we're not saying that you need to bypass. Like when somebody, I don't know, when somebody shits all over you.
That's right. No.
There is no, you don't need to bypass it, but at the same time, to make it personal, there is no need to go around, talking about that person. And I think that like, if I would have to like put everything under one kind of like room, would be like that book, The Four Agreements, like whatever, people are gonna talk, like things are not personal.
Yeah.
And when you actually like are connecting and creating community based on values, all of those things start getting lower and lower and lower, because women, every single one of us is busy doing your own shit.
Absolutely.
And you're not out there looking at what she's doing, trying to piece on her grass.
Right. And as you said, whenever you stepped into the room, it was like, life is lifing. So everyone has that in their background going on, is that noise in the background that maybe they can't handle it and they might bring it into business, but it's part of business maturity, right?
Yeah.
It's whenever you get to understand that everyone has their own tiny little world, and they join your world eventually, and they might not be a good match for you. Yeah. And as you said, they might poop on you everywhere, but at the same time, it could be also just taking advantage of who you are and what you built.
I know
and
you have been taking, I mean, actually, we're not going to name names or anything, but like you have been taken advantage of.
Absolutely.
Like we had like conversations around that. I have been taken advantage of.
Yeah.
And I think that for me, there is a lesson in every single one of those, because usually there is a red flag that we are letting go from the get-go.
Yeah, because we are like that. It's like, I'm going to talk for me, because I don't see the red flags in people very easy. And that we have this conversation with my husband a lot, because he's like, oh, I don't like that vibe. I don't like his vibe or her vibe. And I'm like, I like them.
I usually like everybody, and my husband is a lot more conservative.
Oh, see.
But I will say though that with maturity, not just in my business, but like in life,
in general,
I started seeing more red flags, because I think that a lot of the times I had a lot of like people pleasing tendencies, that I didn't want to let people down, or I didn't like want to judge a book by its cover or whatever. And then I was bypassing my own intuition, because I had like these limiting beliefs about like, oh, you don't want to be judgy, right? Or you don't want to be this. But I think that sometimes we have to protect also what we're building. And at the end of the day, also, we can make mistakes.
Absolutely.
And if we make mistakes, like, I don't know, we just make a mistake, because we're also human.
Absolutely. I love this, Ati, and I love that we get to talk about these subjects, because they could be very delicate for some people, and they could be, maybe something that they probably never seen. And it's like, okay, so now, what do you think will be those 3 tools that you can give to people that are probably thinking that everyone in the world is competition, or they're trying to do something to them? So what will be those 3 things?
I feel like the first one is look inward, because if you are coming from that place, there is definitely some, I don't like using the word low vibe, because it's like too vague, but there is definitely some limiting beliefs and some ideas you have about you that you are feeling that way about somebody else. Most likely, you could let go whatever somebody else is doing and move on if you had the confidence and the self-love and the self-worth, because most likely that person is not doing it to you. Right? They are just doing something.
Right.
But you are perceiving it, you're receiving
You're taking it personal.
You are taking it in some way, shape, or form.
So number 1, do your inner work.
Do your inner work. And that inner work is really starting to say, okay, if this person has this is kind of like the second one, right? If this person has something that I want, instead of like feeling jealous, use it as a compass. What is happening in your life, or what is that you actually desire that person is activating in you, that maybe you can work to either get better, maybe it's a skill, maybe it's actually getting out of your comfort zone in your business and show up more. Maybe it's truly loving yourself more, right?
Absolutely.
Like when I see this a lot in the Latina community, when there is these 2 polarities between the woman that is like all on her like like super personality and she doesn't care and she wears whatever she wants. And then there is like somebody saying, I can't believe she's wearing that, la, 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 la. Well, that tells me more about the person that's saying, I can't believe she's doing that. Same with content. This is the same content. I can't believe she's showing up on social media, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I can tell you that that person wishes that can do what the other person is doing. Mm-hmm. So it's about like, okay, if you see something on somebody else, use that as inspiration and as a path, not to copy, but to find inside of you what it is that you actually want and go for it.
I love that. So it's more inspiration over jealousy.
Yes. Yeah. Well, using that person, because jealousy comes from she has that or she has achieved that. I can achieve that. Mm. The truth is you can achieve whatever the fuck you want. Yeah. It's on you. Yeah. Like you just need to go for it.
Exactly. It's on you. So as you said, it goes hand by hand. The inner work will tell you that jealousy can be turned into inspiration.
Yeah.
Do the work.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the third one, and this one is mostly, and I was going to say for women that are a little bit newer in business, but maybe not, is play the long game. Play the long game and take the dollar sign out of people's faces. Now, again, keep your business eye open. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't need to just be friend zoned, right? But build a relationship first and then see, okay, is this person a possible collaboration? Is this person a possible client? Is this person just a peer that can be a friend? There is value on all of those. And there is actually a lot of a strategy on those three things that I just share. But I think that people confuse those all the time.
Yeah, well, it can be, it could be kind of out of focus, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes for some people.
Yeah, which is, it's the lack of experience. So just go in the rooms, find the right rooms for you. Also, if there is a room that you actually do not feel comfortable, ask yourself, is it me or is it the room? Sometimes there are rooms that they're not for me. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm super girly, I'm super pink, I'm like, I am loud. Like some rooms I'm like, yeah, maybe this is not my place. I'm just going to go over here.
So find your room or build your room.
Or build your room.
I love this, Ati. Absolutely. I love that these are definitely very powerful tools that we can all use. And it starts in you. So that is definitely the base of everything. How can people find you?
They can find me on Instagram. I'm there all the time.
Yes.
All the time. Ati Grinspun. I also have an account for the event, which is BU Brand. So at BU Brand, BU Brand Live. And my website, atigrinspun.com. And
Yeah, so if you have more questions about how Ati puts all together and helps you really work on yourself to get your brand out and really shine, you know where to find her now.
Yes.
Ati, mi amiga, muchas gracias.
I love you so much.
Gracias. I love you, my friend.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this, for your energy, for being you, for building that community, for allow us all get into that community, or at least open the doors for us to have the option to get in there. So that was it for today. Nos vemos a la próxima. This was She Means Business Podcast. Hasta pronto.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening the She Means Business Master Society podcast. We will see you in the next episode.